My next patron question is from Joey, who wants to know if the popular Cartoon Network show gets too much flack. I honestly feel like there are people on the internet who nitpick Adventure Time. I remember one person on the forums for websites said she didn't like it because it's weird, even though cartoons in general are weird. Another user on a different website forum said that Adventure Time immediately abandons plot points, such as Princess Bubblegum turning 13 or Jake becoming a father. But even big examples when commentators say that Adventure Time is combining comedy and drama, and that's a bad thing, and it doesn't know what it wants to be. Honestly, I'm not against those who don't like how Adventure Time combines comedy and drama, but I feel like those people come off as nitpicking, because to me they're saying it's only bad that the show is combining genres and tones. If they said the show, combining genres and tones, isn't done well, then I wouldn't have a problem. Do you feel that people should stop nitpicking Adventure Time, and do you think it combines comedy and drama well? Even though I was an avid Adventure Time viewer back in the day, and even have the first 2 seasons on Blu-ray, I admit I've not paid any attention to the discourse regarding the show, especially during its last few seasons and after it finished its run. For me, what I find appealing about Adventure Time is the world building and how we learn about the history of the land of Ooo. Pendleton Ward and his team did such a good job of depicting the various adventures of Finn and Jake and the way they peeled away the post-nuclear world inhabited by the characters. Regarding whether finding the show weird is a nitpick, not necessarily. It's a show that does appear very strange and unusual, especially to first-time viewers who are trying to make sense of the logic of this world and its various inhabitants. I remember the first time I glimpsed Adventure Time, I thought it looked weird and had trouble wrapping my head around it. But as I watched more episodes and started to understand what Ward was doing, I was able to get on his wavelength. So if someone finds a show a little too weird and odd for their taste, I think that's perfectly acceptable. It's still possible that person enjoys other weird animated shows like Rugrats or Cow and Chicken because they just vibe with them a lot more. As for whether having an issue with Adventure Time dropping plot points is a problem, I think that's fair. After all, if part of the appeal for this viewer was seeing how plots overarched and they became invested in certain storylines, it makes sense they would be disappointed if some become less important or disappeared altogether. I saw Adventure Time as more episodic, with occasional arcs thrown in, like Finn looking for his mother. However, everyone gets invested in a show for different reasons. I do think being annoyed that the show mixed comedy and drama sort of misses what the show's intentions are. Yes, there were a lot of comedic elements, but the people working on the show seemed intent on also making an epic adventure, which can delve into drama. Pendleton Ward said he wanted to create a show that mixed humor with moments of beauty. Said moments can either be heartwarming or something a little bit sadder. There's nothing wrong with making something that combines comedy and drama, and I think Adventure Time managed to pull it off effectively, especially when depicting the backstory of this world. One of my favorite episodes is Holly Jolly's Secrets, where Finn, Jake, and the Ice King somehow create Christmas again. There's humor from the usual Finn and Jake interactions and shenanigans that deal with the Ice King, as well as the ways they develop holiday traditions. However, there's also a sadder part involving the Ice King's backstory that is revealed through a VHS tape showing his personality changing as the world evolves outside. There are plenty of other episodes that have a similar tone, and I think the show managed to pull these off. Are people nitpicking Adventure Time too much? Like I said, I've not read the discourse. However, I don't believe someone is nitpicking if they don't care for direction taken with the characters, or have a hard time getting invested into the world, or wind up disappointed where storylines go. I think of nitpicking more so when people take something tiny or insignificant and make a big deal out of it. Like complaining that something wasn't explained just because it was not made explicitly clear or shown on screen because the creators chose to be economical for the sake of the story, or taking slight issue with how a window is designed. Nitpicking to me is when people complain about the smart billionaire with connections all over the world somehow returning home and getting back into the city he knows every nook and cranny of. Am I referring to The Dark Knight Rises? Yes, because I still have no idea why people found that so unbelievable. Thank you for your question, Joey.